Aloha yogis, this is Jamie Cooten-Cooler with 808 Wellness, and I will be walking you through a 45-minute Vinyasa class today. Today's class will focus on hips, we'll get into the shoulders, so hopefully it'll feel really good. Hope you all are well. Thank you so much for joining me today in class. Let's go ahead and get started. I'll meet you in a child's pose. So as you arrive in this shape, bring your knees to about the width of your space, your feet together. Allow your hips to grow heavy towards your heels and your heart to melt down towards your yoga mat. If you'd like to move into some shoulder opening early in class, reverse prayer arms. Begin to bend your elbows, bring your palms together and your thumbs down to the nape of your neck. Perhaps walk your elbows a half inch forward towards the top of your space for a little extra stretch, and then sink back in. Take a moment here just to arrive in your body by noticing all the sensations that you feel in this child's pose. And to arrive in your breath by just noticing all the qualities of your natural breath right now. Let's take 3 rounds of breath together. Full breath in through the nose. Open your mouth, let it go. Again, fill up. Empty out. One more sweet breath in together. And a nice slow exhale. The next inhale, begin to bring your palms back forward if your elbows have bent. Lengthen. Following exhale, walk both hands to the top right corner of your mat for a side body stretch. You might place your left hand on top of your right for a little extra sensation. And then reach your hips back evenly towards your heels. And breathe into the left side of your rib cage. Hold here for another inhale. And another exhale. Use your following inhale to walk your hands back to center. And then exhale to the top left corner of your mat. Same as before. And again, final round, full breath in. Clear the way. Inhale, walk your hands back to center. Now press into your hands and your knees to make your way forward into your tabletop shape. Your next inhale, cow pose, drop your belly. Tilt your tailbone up, lift your gaze. Stretch. Exhale to cat. Tuck your tail. Drop your gaze. Lift your heart high towards your ceiling. Inhale back into your cow pose. Soften your elbows. Draw your shoulders down your back. And exhale back to cat. Really create some space between your shoulder blades here. Now continue with these at your own pace, with your breath. Feel free to add any other organic movements here that may serve you to loosen up your spine, warm up your hips, your shoulders. You've got about 2 more rounds of breath here. Use them to even out if you're doing anything asymmetrical or to revisit anything that you might need to feel complete. To your next exhale, we'll meet in a nice, long, neutral spine tabletop. Really lengthen from crown of head to tailbone. Sitting up for spinal balance, inhale, lift your left arm in front, your right leg behind. Perhaps curl out your wrists and your ankles a couple times in each direction just to loosen them up. And then stay extended but return to stillness. We'll take 5 pulses up here. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more inhale here. And exhale, return to tabletop. Take a moment to shake it out. And then make your way back to your neutral spine tabletop, preparing for side 2. Inhale, reach your right arm in front, your left leg behind for your spinal balance. And again, feel free to take some free movements here. Now stay extended, make your way back to stillness. 5 pulses. Here's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. One more inhale. And exhale back to tabletop. You can take a moment to sway this out. And as you're ready, spread your fingers a little wider and set up for your high plank position, top of a push-up. As you arrive in this shape, take a moment to really firm up. Engage your legs, your core, your arms. Keep your head lifted as you reach the crown of your head forward and your heels back. Find a little more length in your spine. Unclench your jaw. Maybe give yourself a smile. Isn't it so nice to be able to hold this difficult pose? And notice if your breath is as long as it was when we started our breath work. And if not, I challenge you to lengthen it for just a little more. Hold here for another breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips up and back. And take a little time to explore your dog with any free movement that nourishes you today. Now check in. Can you spread your fingers any wider here? Take a moment to tilt your tailbone a little higher towards the ceiling. And reach your heels a little lower toward your yoga mat. Press into your hands, melt your heart towards your thighs, and breathe into the stretch. Just one more breath in. Your exhale, make your way to ragdoll. We'll arrive with our feet a little wider than hip width distance. Knees can bend generously. Melt in your variation today. Really let your head hang heavy here. We're here for one more inhale. Under exhale, release your hands down to your mat. Toe-heel your feet either underneath your hips or bring your big toes to touch with a little space between your heels. Soften your knees and round up one vertebra at a time, nice and slow. As you arrive standing, take a moment to roll out your shoulders, your neck. And then bring your hands to heart center. Blink your eyes to close if that feels good. If you'd like to set an intention or dedication for your practice, now is a great time. We'll seal it in with a breath in. Then open mouth, breath out. Begin to blink your eyes open. Release your hands down, palms shine forward. And once again, thank you so much for practicing with me today. Hope you have a great class. Inhale, reach your arms up and overhead, upward salute. Begin to draw your weight back towards your heels. Engage your core, soften your shoulders. Now clasp your right wrist with your left fingertips. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And exhale, side body stretch to the right. Spread your left shoulder slightly back so your shoulders square towards the front part of your mat. Hold here for one more inhale. Stay for your exhale, maybe deepen in. Next inhale, reach your arms back overhead, swap out your grip. And exhale, side body stretch to the left. Keep engaging your core here to protect your lower back. soften your shoulders out of your ears. Take another inhale. Deep in for your exhale. Inhale, release your grip. And exhale, cactus back bend, squeeze your shoulder blades as you shine your heart proud towards the ceiling. Inhale, release, arms reach back overhead. And exhale, forward fold, straight spine as you dive over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift your heart. Spine comes to straight, reach the crown of your head forward, your tailbone back. And exhale, plant your hands, step back to your high plank position. Feel free to use your knees for support here as you lower all the way down to your belly, nice and slow. As you arrive, untuck your toes and walk your hands out, the outside of your mat. Inhale, super cobra, peel your heart forward and up. Keep your shoulders down your back and your gaze low so the crown of your head reaches forward. Inhale for a little extra lift. And exhale, release back down, tap your chin to the mat. Twice more here. Inhale, curl up. And exhale, release down. And one more. Inhale, lift up, super cobra. And exhale, tap your chin back down to the mat. Now walk your hands back underneath your shoulders and tuck your toes back under. Inhale, tabletop or high plank, your choice. And exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Take a breath in. And let a breath go. Inhale, lift your right leg behind you. Now on your exhale, step it through, plant it between your hands. Drop your left knee down to the mat. On an inhale, reach your arms up and overhead, crescent moon. As you sink your hips forward and down, find some engagement with your legs. Energetically pull your right heel back towards your left knee and vice versa. And then sink a little deeper in. One more inhale here. Exhale, half splits, plant your hands. Begin to walk your hands back, your hips back, bringing your right leg to straight. Now press your heel down into the mat. And spiral your right hip ever so slightly back so your hips align. Inhale, back off a bit, lengthen your spine. And exhale, bend your elbows to find a stretch with a nice straight spine. Final round of breath, full breath in. Slower exhale. Inhale, low lunge, crawl back forward. Tuck your left toes under, lift your left knee off the mat. And exhale, step back to your downward facing dog. Directly to side two, inhale, lift your left leg behind you. And exhale, step it through to your lunge. Drop your right knee down. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead, crescent moon. Again, find your engagement as you sink down into your stretch. And notice if you feel any difference in sensations between your two sides. Take another breath in. And exhale, half splits. Again, plant your hands, crawl it back. Flex your toes towards your face as you deepen into your stretch. Final few moments here. Next, inhale is back to low lunge, crawl forward. Tuck your right toes under, lift your right knee off of the mat. And exhale, downward facing dog. One round of breath before we move on. Full breath in. And full breath out. Inhale, bend your knees, look between your hands. And exhale, step, floater, hop to the top of your space, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift your heart. And exhale, release back down, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, bend your knees. Sweep your arms up and overhead. Bring your weight back towards your heels. Engage your core. Lift your heart as you sit your hips a little further back. Now inhale into the shape. Exhale, airplane arms. Sweep your arms behind you, palms face up. Shoulder blades squeeze as your triceps lift high towards the ceiling. One more inhale. One more exhale. Twice more here. Inhale, airplane arm, chair pose. And exhale, airplane arms. Once more, inhale, chair. And exhale, chair plane. Inhale, one more chair pose, sit nice and deep. And exhale, forward fold over straight legs. Nice work. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to your high plank position. Chaturanga or not, on your way to down dog. For taking the chaturanga, elbows graze your side as you lower down halfway or all the way. Inhale, lift your heart, pull it through. Untuck your toes, upward facing dog or low cobra. And exhale, send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Nourishing breath in. And cleansing breath out. Inhale, lift your right leg behind you. Now bend your knee, open up your hip, stacking right hip on top of left. Maybe take a moment here to circle out your hip. I'm going to take some free movement to loosen it up. Now inhale, re-extend, three-legged dog. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose, curl forward, engage your core. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, twist right knee to left elbow. Inhale, re-extend. And exhale, right knee to right tricep, squeeze it up high. Inhale, three-legged dog. And this exhale, step through to your lunge. Find your balance. As you're ready, inhale, arms reach overhead, crescent lunge. Spiral your left hip forward and your right hip back here so your hips square. And then sink a little deeper into your lunge. Pull your feet towards one another. Soften your shoulders. Hold here for an inhale. On your exhale, bring your hands together in front of you and begin to draw your weight forward into your right leg, preparing to balance. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana, lift your right leg, bend your knee. And exhale, figure four, cross your left ankle over your right knee. Flex your toes as you reach your hips back and down. Just like in your half splits, keep your spine straight and your hips even here. One more round of breath, fill up. Clear the way. Inhale, back to one-legged Tadasana, arms reach overhead. And exhale, airplane lunge. As you land, open up, warrior two. Again, take a moment to set up. Press your feet apart from one another, but then also pull them towards one another. Energize your fingertips. And sink a little deeper into your hips. Take a breath in. Let a breath go. Inhale, reverse warrior. Flip your right palm, reach up and overhead. Left hand can come to left hip, thigh, or into your half bind. If so, maybe press a little more into your right thigh to reach a little further up and overhead into your side body stretch. One more inhale here. Exhale, extended side ankle, arms reach back into a T, reach forward. Eventually bring your right elbow to your right thigh. Left arm reaches up and overhead. As you do so, twist your heart high towards the ceiling. Really press the knife edge of your back foot into the mat here. And stretch a little further. One more inhale. One more exhale. Inhale, lift arm pulls you up into star pose. And exhale, sit low into your goddess pose. Take a moment here to shift your hips as you arrive in this shape. And then bring your hands to your thighs. Inhale, lengthen, hinge slightly forward. On your exhale, drop your favorite shoulder down towards the mat. Inhale, unwind. And exhale, twist in the opposite direction. Once more on each side. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. And exhale to twist. Bring your hands to your heart for one more inhale. Exhale, sit a little deeper. Inhale, lift up, star pose. On your exhale, bring your hands to your hips. Pigeon toe your toes. Inhale, lengthen your heart. And exhale, soften your knees as you dive over them with a straight back. Hand release down to your mat. And then begin to walk them behind you. Fingers point behind you. As you walk your hands back, pour your weight forward into your toes. Let your head hang heavy. Feel free to soften your knees if this stretch feels intense in your hamstrings. We're here for one more round of breath. On your exhale, bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. Inhale, fingertips stay on your mat, halfway lift through the heart. And exhale, quarter turn over your left shoulder for a low lunge to the back of your space. Plant your hands, inhale, step back to your high plank position. And exhale, chaturanga or not on your way to down dog. If you're flowing, inhale, upward facing dog or low cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Directly to side two, inhale, lift your left leg behind you. And again, bend your knee, open up your hip. Take a couple rounds of breath here to explore. Inhale, re-extend, three-legged dog. And exhale, knee to nose, curl in. Inhale, three legs. Exhale, twist left knee to right elbow. Inhale, three-legged dog. And exhale, tap your left tricep. Inhale, three-legged dog. And exhale, step through to your lunge. Inhale, arms reach overhead, crescent lunge. Again, take a moment to find your stance and your strength here. Deepen in. One more inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center, prepare to balance. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana, lift your right. And exhale, cross it over for figure four. Deepen in for another breath in. Another breath out. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Exhale, airplane lunge, step it back. And then open up, warrior two. And take a moment here to find your shape. Look over your left knee. Your knee should come between your second and your third toe approximately. So if not, adjust it slightly. Then deepen in another inch. Take a breath in. Give a breath back. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Same arm variation as before. Continue to deepen in. One more inhale. Exhale, extended side angle. Now notice if your left shoulder is coming close to your ear. And if so, press the elbow into thigh to draw your shoulder a little farther away. Your next inhale, lift up, star pose. And exhale, back to goddess pose, sit nice and low. Your variation this time, you can do the same warm up. Maybe play with lifting one heel, and then the other, and then both to test your balance. Final round, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, sit a little deeper. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, hands to hips, pigeon toe your toes. Inhale, lift your heart. And exhale, hinge forward, Prasarita, straddle stretch. 4 rounds of breath here to do your thing. You can do the same as before. If you like to get upside down, feel free. Or maybe modify. About 2 more rounds of breath here. 1 more inhale. Exhale, hands back underneath your shoulders. Inhale, halfway lift your heart. Exhale, low lunge to the top of your space, quarter turn over your right shoulder. Inhale, step back to your high plank. Exhale, chaturanga or nataranga. On your way to downward facing dog. So this is our flow. We'll walk through it twice more, breath to movement. In the meantime, come back to that Ujjayi breath. Maybe deepen into it. All right, let's take a breath in. Let's let a breath go. Inhale, lift your right leg behind you. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, 1-legged Tadasana. Exhale, figure 4. Inhale, 1-legged Tadasana. Exhale, airplane lunge to warrior 2. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, horse pose. Inhale, shoot up, star pose. And exhale, Prasarita. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, low lunge to the back of your space. Inhale, step back to your plank. Exhale, maybe Ekapada, chaturanga or not. Inhale, upper facing dog, low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, 1-legged Tadasana. Exhale, figure 4. Inhale, 1-legged Tadasana. Exhale, airplane lunge to warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, sit low, horse. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, Prasarita. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, low lunge, top of your space. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga or not. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, hips up and back. You can take a moment here. Come back into your body. We'll add on at the end of this last time through, so be listening for that after your low lunge. All right, here we go. Inhale, lift your right. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, 1-legged Tadasana. Exhale, figure 4. Inhale, 1-legged Tadasana. Exhale, airplane to warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, star pose. And exhale, horse. Inhale, star pose. And exhale, Prasarita. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, low lunge, back of your space. Here comes the add-on Heel your left foot a little further to the left and bring your left hand on the inside as if you're setting up for a runner's lunge. Now cup your left heel with your left hand and use that leverage to work your shoulder underneath. Stay here. For a little bit more, bring your left hand to the outer edge of your left foot. Or to challenge yourself with the bind, wrap your left hand behind you, engage. And maybe right hand comes to meet. If so, keep reaching the crown of your head forward. Engage through your core. One more inhale. And exhale, release. Inhale, step back to your plank. Exhale, chaturanga or not. Inhale, upward facing dog or low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog, last side. Inhale, lift your left. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, step through, low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Exhale, figure four. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana. Exhale, airplane lunge. To warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, extended side angle. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, horse. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, Prasarita. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, low lunge, top of your space. Same as before, toe heel right, foot further to the right. Bring your hand to the inside. Cup your heel. Work your shoulder underneath. Stay here, or come to the same variations you took on the other side. Maybe challenge yourself here. Notice where your breath is. What your mind chatter is telling you. If it's not positive, shift it. One more inhale. Exhale, release. Inhale, step back to your plank. Exhale, chaturanga or not. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale to downward facing dog. Now begin to walk your hands back towards your feet. We'll meet in a forward fold on the back of our space. Reset your spine. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Now place your hands for an optional crow pose. If so, bring your heels together, bend your knees. Bend your elbows like you're setting up for a chaturanga. Look forward. Begin to hinge forward. And perhaps one or both sets of toes lifts from the mat, or not. When you've had enough of crow pose, we'll meet in child's pose. About 3 rounds of breath here to rest, and we'll move on. From child's pose, we'll move into a little core work, meeting in a forearm plank. So plant your forearms and step your feet back. Keep your hips low. The gaze is an inch in front of you rather than behind you towards your toes. Engage your core and press the ground away. Just 2 more rounds of breath here. You've got this. 1 more inhale. Exhale, drop your knees, embryo pose, knees together, forehead to the mat, arms long behind you, palms face up. This time just let your shoulders droop down. 2 more rounds of breath here. Now make your way into a downward facing dog. Any way you'd like to get there. Option for one more chaturanga if you want it or not. Now down dogs, inhale, bend your knees, look between your hands. And exhale, step floater hop, top of your space, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Bring your weight into your right leg, lift your left leg behind you for grounded airplane. Stay here. Or maybe walk one or both hands to capture your ankle for a little extra balance challenge. Now inhale, prepare to land. And exhale, bend your right knee, land gently in warrior one legs. Adjust as needed. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. Warrior one. Just like in your crescent lunge, square your left hip forward, your right hip back. Really press into the pinky toe edge of your back foot. Feel your arch lift and sink a little deeper into your lunge. Take an inhale. Exhale, release your hands behind you, interlace alternate fingers behind your back. Inhale, squeeze your shoulder blades, lift your hearts. And exhale, humble warrior, hinge forward. Work your right shoulder to the inside of your right knee. Let your head hang heavy. Take one more inhale here. Exhale, release your fist to your back. And then both hands to the inside of your right leg. You can bring your right foot a little further to the right. Then step your left leg further back. Drop your left knee down to the mat for runner's lunge. Stay here. Or drop down to your forearms, it's your choice. Feel free to sway your hips side to side here. That feels nice. Hi, Pop. This is Machen. All right, lift back up to your hands if you're not already there. Tuck your left toes under. We'll meet in Vinyasana, one or many steps forward to bring your left leg out wide to meet your right. Send your hips low and bring your hands to your heart. Press your elbows into your thighs to open your hips. Then lengthen your spine, nice straight spine, just like in that figure four. Setting up for a peak pose today, it's shoulder pressing pose. You'll plant your hands and lift your hips. Walk your hands behind you just like in that Prasarita, but this time your fingers point forward towards the front side of your mat. Shorten your stance, bring your heels a little closer to one another. Working your shoulders underneath your knees just like in that lunge. Now drop your hips. Really plant the entirety of your hands. You can always bring blocks underneath them if you need that extra lift. Start to look up and cross your right ankle over your left. Squeeze your legs, give yourself a big hug, and then bend your elbows, land gently on your seat. You can take a moment to shake out your legs. And we'll be back in a forward fold for side two. All right, forward folds, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. This time weight into your left leg, lift your right for grounded airplane. Maybe move back to that balance challenge, one or both hands to your left ankle. Engage your core. Lift your right leg a little higher. Inhale, prepare to land. And exhale, warrior one legs. So you feel set up, inhale, reach your arms overhead. Warrior one, sink into your hips. Take one more inhale. Exhale, hands release behind you, awkward thumb on top. For your interlace grip. Inhale, puff up your heart. And exhale, hinge forward, humble warrior. Soften your elbows here as you reach your fist up and overhead. Inhale here. And exhale, fist to your back. Then hands to the inside of your left leg, sitting back up for runner's lunge. Toe heel your left foot further to the left. Step your right foot further back. Drop your knee down. And again, come to the same variation as what worked for you before. Preparing for Vinyasana, lift back up to your hands. Tuck your right toes under. And one or several steps forward into Vinyasana shape. Hands to your heart. Stretch here for a moment. Back to shoulder pressing, side two. Plant your hands, lift your hips. Walk your hands back, again, fingers point forward. Toe your feet towards one another, work your shoulders under. Hips low, gaze high. This time left ankle over right, give yourself a squeeze. Little hug. And then bend your elbows, sit back down. From here, extend your legs long in front of you. Proceeded forward bend. Inhale, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, dive over your legs. And take a few moments here to stretch. On your next inhale, begin to walk yourself back up to a seat. Bend your knees. And scoot forward so your toes come to the top of your space. Reach your fingertips forward and roll down onto your back. Nice and easy. As you arrive, bridge pose, bend your knees, walk your feet in towards your hips. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Inhale, lift your hips high into the air. Take another breath in. And exhale, nice and easy, lower down one vertebra at a time. Once your hips have touched down, knock your knees together, bring your feet wide to the width of your space, fallen bridge. Now gather your knees up to your chest. Give them a squeeze, maybe sway side to side. Keep your knees in, reach your arms to a T or a cactus. And drop both knees over to the left for an easy twist. Feel free to change the variation of twist as needed. And to gaze over your right shoulder to complete your twist. Take one more inhale. One more exhale. Next inhale, bring your knees back to center. Exhale, drop them over to the right, maybe gaze left. Next inhale, bring your knees back to center. Then open up, happy baby. Sink your arms through your legs, capture the soles of your feet. Take a moment to explore. This is the last shape I have planned before Shavasana. So if you'd like anything else before you rest, please take a moment to explore that now. And when you're ready for Shavasana, hug your knees into your chest, wrap your arms around your legs. Give yourself a big, grateful squeeze. Inhale and exhale, extend Shavasana. I will leave you here today. Please stay as long as you'd like. Again, thank you so much for practicing with me. Can't wait to see you back in the studio for a live practice. The light and the love and the teacher within me sees and bows to the light and the love and the teacher within you. From my heart to yours, namaste. Stay safe and be well. Thanks again, friends.